The Stones, what a way to begin the interview hour. 5 minutes past 9 a.m. And back into the show yesterday, Shah, head of cultural outreach at Mahindra and Mahindra, is here. So is Jairam. He's CEO and head at Fountainhead Oranjuice. And statutory warning, only for those of you who are not driving. Yeah, if you're driving, then please, I suggest you just get the audio feed, which is www.onecast.in. That's numeral 1cast.in across India online. On radio sets, it's 94.3 Radio 1. Yeah. Only if you're in the back seat of a radio taxi, you're being chauffeur driven, you're at the office or at home, we're streaming live on facebook.com/radio1.mum. That's facebook.com/radio1.mum.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Gentlemen, it's blues time.
Yay, blues time.
That time of the year.
That time of the year. How are you doing, Jay? All good?
Oh, perfect, yeah.
I met Madhvi Kukreja's boyfriend, the Sanat Kada lady. Askari, and I was attending a Dastan Goi storyteller session, and they were just waxing eloquent about what a wonderful human being you are.
Well, thank you.
I said, I know that, man. And I there's one more vote added to Jay Shah's kitty. So it's been an eventful year, hasn't it? Leading up to the blues. Normally we do this at the fag end of the show, but Jairam's idea was to turn it on its head, and why not? So what have you been up to leading up to the blues?
Well, so the Mahindra Office of Cultural Outreach has been busy since November, actually. When the season really starts, we start very auspiciously with the Mahindra Kabira Festival in Varanasi, where it's the second year we've been getting about 15 to 20,000 people on Assi Ghat experiencing Kabir, and Varanasi is the home town of Kabir. He was born there. So to bring Kabir back to Varanasi has been a great delight for the Mahindra group, and that kind of starts off the festival season for us. Soon after Kabir, we did the first ever Mahindra Open Sky, which is a experience of culture and adventure that Jairam and his team helps us put together in Camel Camp in Jodhpur. So that was a great first experience as well, and lots of ideas are brimming as to how we can make it bigger and better. We are right here now in the middle, smack in the middle of the festival season, where this weekend with Madhvi and Askari we are doing the Mahindra Sanat Kada Festival, which is a multicultural festival for music, art, craft, cuisine, drama, theatre, all the performing arts, where Madhvi's NGO, the Sanat Kada Foundation, puts together this 5-day lovely festival. And then next weekend we have the Mahindra Blues, which is why we are here to talk about. Followed by the final, ultimate, most long-term association that we've had with the Mahindra Excellence in Theatre Awards. It's been 13 years now. We are working on the 13th season, and that's a bit delayed because of the big NSD Olympiad that's happening in March in Delhi. So we are doing Meta in April this year.
And you were involved with Open Skies. I remember hearing stories from Owen yourself about how you were going out on Rekhi just to identify the location, which was a while ago.
That's true.
So talk me through how that one went. Yeah.
I think, what we set out to achieve, as far as Mahindra Open Sky is concerned, because Mr. Anand Mahindra's vision was to create the world's smallest festival, and the most intimate, immersive experience. And I think from that perspective, it worked out really well. We found a beautiful venue, and the overall experience of everyone who attended that was, fantastic. Of course, few things to learn, in terms of the kind of activities that people wanted. They didn't want any overlaps and stuff like that. So it's a brand new festival that has been set up, and I think we've got some great feedback on it. And it's set for November next year. The dates are going to be, in fact, again, if we can announce that now, it's going to be 23rd, 24th, 25th of November 2018. So more details to follow on that. But all in all, I think we were really happy with the way the festival went out in its first year.
There you have it, a big announcement. In November this year, the next edition of Open Sky. Now, it's a little tricky when you come to a festival that is so well entrenched and established in people's mindsets and psyches. How do you up the game every single year? And that must be the biggest challenge before you get things down at an operational level. How to up the game on something which is so well entrenched and established. Jairam.
I think this is edition 8, and there are a lot of best practices in place as far as the Mahindra Blues Festival is concerned when it's kind of laid out at the Mehboob Studios. It's a whole year of planning, and I must acknowledge Owen here, because he creatively runs his whole festival in terms of its design and the way it looks and feels and smells, and there's a whole army of people behind it, who are actually putting the whole thing together. So I think the whole concept from day one has been to put ourselves at the heart of the whole experience and see it from a consumer's lens, to say that right from the toilets to the entry to the parking facilities, to the food courts, to the bar experience, to the easy entry and exits, and the safety, all these aspects have been taken into account, and we've only bettered. The technology has helped us better a lot of things, and more importantly, the whole idea of creating a city within a city is what has worked there. So it's a whole new, it's just a whole ambience of the Mahindra Blues, which sets it apart from any other festival in the city or in the country from that point of view. You have a whole range of people, right from people coming from all over the world, and these have been regulars. So be it from Texas, from Singapore, from Dubai, from Prague, so people have been flocking, and not only that, international audiences, but also a lot of audiences from within the country who've been coming there. So from a setup point of view, a lot of similarity is there every year, but the designs change. It's a refreshing look at the way certain adaptations of those designs have happened, and certain best practices which have been put into place to make sure that it's a perfect consumer experience.
Aerosmith Walk This Way, back in a couple of minutes with Jai Shah and VG Jairam talking Mahindra Blues, the 8th edition. Aerosmith Walk This Way, streaming live online through the nation on www.onecast.in, that's numeral 1cast.in, and streaming live video only if you're not driving, on facebook.com/HRISHIKAY. VG Jairam, co-founder at Fountainhead Oranjuice, is in studio. Jai Shah, who heads cultural outreach at Mahindra, is in studio. We're talking Mahindra Blues, the 8th edition, 10th and 11th. Tickets at bookmyshow.com.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
So I woke up to this wonderful tweet from you, Jairam, because I follow you, thankfully so, that Keb Mo and the great Taj Mahal, they won a blues contemporary Grammy.
Absolutely.
How cool is that, yeah?
I think it's the best piece of news, because such wonderful human beings, and I think one of my personal favorites, at the Mahindra Blues Festival was Taj. Just such a phenomenal person, and for both of them to win this, it's an absolute treat. So we're hoping to see them soon on the MBF stage, probably next year. So we're trying to do that.
Lovely. So what's the lineup like this year?
So edition 8, and it's been quite a year trying to curate this, and the highlights, like I would give my personal favorites first, is day 1 we open with Laila Zoe, and I think she's going to be an absolute stunner, Canadian blues artist. And what I would like to highlight here is that she is, I would say, the Janis Joplin version, the younger version of Janis Joplin.
Wow.
And a live performer, excellent live performer, and she's going to own the stage. If you've seen her, I would urge everybody to look up the videos. That whole husky, smoky whiskey blended voice, and she completely is going to leave people breathless with her performance. She opens the festival on the 10th. We then have Warren Mendonça and the Black Strat Blues, who are out with an amazing album. Again, it's gone number 1 on iTunes, and it's phenomenal work that they're putting out there. So they're going to be up next after her. And the headline for day 1 is going to be Coco Montoya. Again, a short story on this is that this artist were actually introduced to us by Sanjay Dutt. So while we were doing the whole Walter Trout, that hearing session, this was another artist that he had pushed and said that he's a phenomenal guitarist. And again, student of Albert Collins, played with him, and really edgy riffs, and it's going to be a treat for the blues lovers. And interesting fact is that he's also been part of John Mayall's Blues Breakers at one point of time, so there's a connection to that too. We also have the winner of the Blues Hunt performing on both the days. I'll leave that part for Jay to talk about the whole hunt as we go along. Day 2 starts with again, so that's day 1, and day 2, which is the 11th of Feb, we're going to be starting with Walter Wolfman Washington, again the Howling Wolves, New Orleans, the funk blues as you get it. It's something that everybody's going to look forward to. It's a party music, that's the party blues. He's the party man, and then of course ending it with the legendary godfather of British blues, John Mayall. This is going to be an iconic moment for Mahindra Blues and for the blues fraternity in India, and I'm sure the world over. He's 84 years old, but he's still kicking the blues, and it comes out of every part of his body. And I think it's just, going to be such a wonderful experience watching this legend perform, and such greats such as Eric Clapton, Peter Green, you name them, they've all been part of his band and discovered and mentored by him. So he's going to be there, and he's of course going to also, close the festival with the All-Star Jam, which is a signature of the Mahindra Blues. So all in all, a power-packed lineup, and I think people have a lot to look forward to, different styles of blues. And it's going to be a fabulous 2 days of just some great music.
Age 84, John Mayall served as a pioneer of blues music and is the godfather of British blues. Throughout the 60s, his band, like Jairam said, the Blues Breakers, they acted as a finishing school for people like Eric Clapton, Peter Green, Mick Taylor, all a remarkable succession of musicians in the mid to late 60s. So the hunt, the Mahindra Blues Hunt, and on both days we have the winner of the hunt performing. Talk us through that, Jay.
A few years ago, when we were looking at the festival and how it is growing and what we need to do more about it, we said that India really doesn't have homegrown blues bands. Of course, Soulmate was around, Warren was just starting out at that time, but there wasn't a large repertoire of blues bands in the country. And we said, as the country's largest blues festival, it is really upon us to hone that talent, to discover talent, and it also is in keeping with the RISE philosophy of our Mahindra group, where we are very interested in ensuring that we discover, we kind of nurture, pull up talent from the small crevices. That's where the Blues Hunt came into being. I think this is the 4th season of the hunt. We've discovered some amazing talent, and keeping with that, this year too, a surprise was from Bengal, a group called Oranjuice Trio, which emerged out of over 30 entries that came to us, and we called 3 budding bands to Mumbai for a kind of a jam session. Ehsan and Loy have been our judges, and grateful thanks to them for keeping with us on this, and they selected Oranjuice Trio. So we're all looking forward to the band on both days.
I also want to give a big shout out to True School of Music and Ashu, especially because right from the year we set up, the Blues Hunt, and also the Blues Festival, they've been extremely supportive of the whole endeavor. So a big cheers to Ashu and the True School for always supporting this, because they give us the venue and they allow us to do all the prelims, and we do the entire hunt.
And they have a neat little amphitheater there.
Exactly.
And so this is Ehsan Nurani and Loy Mendonza of Shankar Ehsan Loy fame. And also, to me, Ehsan is the foremost guitar player in this country, and Loy with his keyboard and his programming, just magicians. We're going to take some messages and come back, so you won't hear us for the next 8 to 10 minutes. You have any messages, happy to read them out on air. 1, space your message, space your name to 53650 on SMS, on Twitter as well as Facebook. You go to the search bar, you type HRISHIKY, it will pop up, and facebook.com/radio1.mum. You can drop a comment in the timeline inbox and I'll bring it up on the show. See you in a bit. Jai Shah, VG Jairam, we're talking Mahindra Blues.
94.3 Radio 1.
Hope by Shaggy. We're back. Mahindra Blues, the 8th edition on 94.3 Radio 1 on your radio sets in Mumbai City, and of course streaming live all across the nation online on www.onecast.in. That's numeral 1cast.in. Our VG Jairam, co-founder Fountainhead Oranjuice, and Jai Shah, head cultural outreach at Mahindra and Mahindra. And if you're at the backseat of a radio taxi, you're being chauffeur driven at home or at the office, and you don't have a radio set, we're streaming live on Periscope and Twitter now at HRISHIKY, and we've tagged Jazz Handle, Mahindra Blues, as well as Action Rama, which is Jairam's Twitter handle. More chat.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Radio 1.
For those of you following us on video, I'm sorry, the audio people, you don't get this, but here we go. It's the Mahindra Blues Festival 2018 poster. How beautiful is that? And this has kind of been like a ritual year upon year, whereby we release the official poster right here on 94.3 Radio 1's Good Morning Mumbai. And thank you for that honor and privilege, Jay.
Sure.
Talk us through this wonderful poster.
Well, this poster has been designed by a wonderful artist by the name of Jenny Bhatt. She's a Mumbai-grown artist, and she has just finished a wonderful show at the Jahangir Art Gallery. She's starting a new show, I think today, at one of the Kolaba galleries. She's a very funky pop artist. She's multi-talented. She's a stand-up comic as well, and she has a great body of work. And over the years, we've tried to engage with artists that are have the Mumbai ethos in them, and at the same time have a distinctive style of their own. We started with Jahangir Jani, the acclaimed sculptor artist of Mumbai, who did the iconic auto rickshaw with a trumpet first poster for the festival. And then we've had wonderful artists like Brinda Miller, Sharmishta Ray, Rajmohan Pathan, and of course Aditi Singh. So this year Jenny comes to the fore with her interpretation of what it is to be in a blues festival in Mumbai. There's lots of music. There's Gateway of India. There's the color blue. So she's really touched upon all the highlights and nuances of what it means to be blue in Mumbai with the poster.
Lovely. Now, because radio is a theatre of the mind, let's try and describe this to all our audio listeners. Now, I see a Gateway of India, and I see a wonderful saxophone there, trumpet there. And you've got what I would imagine would be a bit of a Wi-Fi signage or a horn signage. Which one is that?
Well, I would say it's a combination of both. She's played on both the musicality of the Wi-Fi symbol.
Interesting. And of course,
there's also
the musical
a nice
notes.
keyboard.
Yeah, there's a keyboard up there as well.
Yeah, there's a keyboard up
There's a
there.
guitar and,
and there's a
musical
guitar.
notes. I think it's
Yeah, it's quite nice actually, and the edition we have right here is a watercolor edition, and I'm sure, it's something that everybody can savor. Once you go on to Book My Show, I'm sure the poster will also pop up. Yeah,
the poster is also going to be available at the festival.
Great.
So the prints of this will be available, for people to purchase like every year. So, yeah.
Tickets are at Book My Show. It's 10th and 11th, and like Jairam has already told us, Walter Wolfman Washington, Leila Zoe, there's Coco Montaya, there's John Mayall, the legend, and of course Blackstrat Blues. The periphery of the festival, and of course the fact that you're going all green. Let's start with the going green first, Jay. Mahindra Blues going green.
Yeah, so the greening of the blue, so to speak, started for us a couple of years ago when we took a serious look at wastage at the festival and ensured that there were clearly marked repositories of trash, so that we leave a lesser carbon footprint after the festival. And that idea has just gotten more deeper as we progress in technology and in ways in which we can green a festival. In fact, piggybacking on Anand's commitment over the weekend at Davos.
I saw that online.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah.
So he's committed that all our Mahindra companies will be compliant with the Paris Agreement, and that includes our festivals as well. So we'll have a concerted effort at all our festivals to ensure that they are as green as possible, they are sustainable, and in keeping with that, we appeal to all our audiences to kind of comply with some of the instructions that we will be giving out at the festival. They may mean a little bit of kind of hardship for the audience, but they should kind of embrace it in the greater good of Mother Earth.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to get Jairam to do up ahead, which is talk us through, or rather some festival tips, so to say. Hot current hit, Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Future. It's a gallery of greats. It's called Endgame. Back in a couple of minutes, talking Mahindra Blues, the 8th edition. Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Future, Endgame, 9:45 on the clock. Live on 94.3 Radio 1 on radio sets across Mumbai city. Streaming live audio on www.onecast.in, numeral 1cst.in. And video only if you're not driving on Instagram at HRISHIKAY. It's the Mahindra Blues 8th edition interview. More chat.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Radio 1.
Well, Chicago is the home of the blues, and I believe that it has now become a practice that you have a smaller Chicago edition of the Mahindra Blues Festival. Jay.
Yeah, Buddy Guy has been part of our festival for several times. In fact, he was part of the first ever Mahindra Blues Festival. And when he came down to India and the love that he got from Oranjuice, Fountainhead Mahindra, he was never able to forget. And he has been very grateful to Anand and the group to keep the blues alive, and very generously offered his wonderful club, which is really the mecca for blues in Chicago, called the Legends Club, it's smack in the middle of downtown, for us to take over twice a year and make a weekend out of it. So in May and October each year, we have kind of a festival which we call the Mahindra Blues Weekend, where the entire club and the street side is branded with the Mahindra Blue colors, and it is essentially our effort to put our stake in the mecca of the blues and say that we too exist in the milieu of this genre and are doing wonderful work in India. So every weekend we show clips and images of the festival that we do in India, and because it is such a tourist spot for blues and nationalities from literally all over the world come for that weekend, we are able to kind of propagate the Mahindra blues to various different parts of the world just by being part of that weekend.
And I remember you telling me a couple of years ago about the synergy between the Mississippi belt and Indian farmlands, which I thought was pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
So tell us that for people who are listening to us for the first time together. Yeah.
Yeah, so actually that just goes back to how we select the genres that we want to support. And it is not, again, just because Anand or me or anybody in the company just likes that art form. It has to have a strategic benefit. And the ways blues came into being was essentially to form an emotional bond with the tractor customer in the Mississippi Delta. So when we were looking at ways in which we could create a relationship beyond a business transaction, I researched various different art forms like country line dancing, bullfighting, and jazz, and blues, of course. And then we decided on the blues because that meant to us the most connect with the Mahindra brand, with Mumbai as a city, and of course the tractor consumer. So that's how it came into being.
Lovely. And Jairam, just like CDs will soon become part of folklore, we're not discounting the fact that the digital movement has taken precedent, but I still like my Blu-ray and my DVD, like collector's edition stuff. And that practice of putting out a DVD of the festival, does it still continue?
Absolutely. I think, this is one of, I would say, the silent winners of 8 years of the Mahindra Blues Festival, because the kind of content that we've been able to collect, and every year we do put out a DVD, and this is going to be no different. But I think what the amazing thing that is actually happening is that we have been able to collect some fantastic content, be it backstage interviews, be it rehearsals, sound checks, just candid moments, and actually the performances of these living legends, and this is something that we're really proud of, and it's a great library. Because the other important aspect is that the All-Star Jam that happens at the Mahindra Blues Festival is unique, where you do have All-Star Jams happening all over the world, but this is one festival where every artist who has performed at the festival comes back to join on that All-Star, and that bit of unique content is available nowhere in the world. So we do take all of this and we do come out with a DVD every year, thanks to Sony Music, who's our publishing partner in this, and that is something that is also available for sale at the festival, and it is something that people really lap up, so that's also going to be there at this festival.
Okay, last leg of conversation up ahead. You're not going to hear us for around about 10 minutes, so keep yourself busy. I'm going to read out all your messages at the end of it. If you've ever attended a Mahindra Blues Festival, let us know about your experience or any questions or comments that you have. Your comment space, your name to 53650. 53650 is the in-studio SMS line. On Twitter as well as Facebook, you go to the search bar, you type HRISHIKAY, verified Twitter handle and Facebook page will pop up. You tweet out your comment or post in the timeline inbox along with your name, and facebook.com/radio1.mum, our official page. There again, post on the timeline inbox along with your name, and I'll read it out on air. Shah, Jairam in studio, a last leg up ahead. Don't go anywhere. I'm Hrishikesh. We're clocking in live time at 9:50.
94.3 Radio 1.
UB40, I got you, babe. A shade past 10, a last leg of conversation on the Mahindra Blues 8th edition. Shah, head cultural outreach at Mahindra & Mahindra, and VG Jairam, co-founder at Oranjuice and Fountainhead, are in studio.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Radio 1.
Experience, my friend, all that you've built around these wonderful acts.
So I'd like to basically sum up the Mahindra Blues Festival saying that leave all your worries, leave all your tensions aside and come and enjoy the 2 days of some fantastic world class blues. And also enjoy the food court, which is the whole New Orleans style laid out, for people to come and enjoy a great culinary experience. We have some fabulous liquids, thanks to Glenlivet, our partner, experience that. In fact, an interesting fact is that a lot of people don't even go into the stages. Sometimes they are just sitting out and enjoying the whole ambience. So please soak in that entire ambience.
Got to see the giant screen, in any case, in the lounge.
We have a beautiful garden, which is, has fresh orange juice. And in fact, we have kind of connected it to people who are going to come in, and we are requesting people to come in cycles, and whoever comes in a cycle is going to get a free orange juice.
Nice.
So
that's keeping with the green
angle.
Yeah.
And
nice.
We do have the whole vinyl records, which has become a high point again. People coming and picking up some great records at the garden. 3 stages. The Soul Stretch Saloon, which opens first. That's where some of the acts are performing, and then the main stage, which is called the Polka Dot Paula after Buddy Guy. And then you have the garden, which is where the Arranger Trio, the winner of the Blues Hunt, perform. All in all, I think it's something that if people haven't experienced before, and if you're a first timer, just show up. I would say 30 minutes before, so that you have enough time to get into the venue and just soak in the whole experience. And I would like to me, the Mahindra Blues Festival, personally, and this is how I would like to end it by saying, Owen coined a beautiful line, So Owen said that the blues live here, and I think that's the best way to say that, that is what Mahindra Blues is all about, So come in and enjoy the 2 days of some fantastic acts and have a great time. We are waiting for you guys.
Jay, famous last words. Come on.
No, as Jairam said, I mean, it's a weekend where you need to kind of introspect, and we give you plenty of opportunity to do that in a format that is world class, in a style that is that'll beat any world class festival of its kind, right in the middle of our wonderful Mumbai. So come
in terms of tips for the Mehboob studio, you'd still advise people to park at St. Stanislaus School, right. So and then walk down to the festival.
The parking, please use public transport. I think that's the best. A lot of people do that now. I think that's important. And please do not smoke, in the stages. That's something that is very, very important, for people to know that. And do not carry handbags or any bags to the venue, because these are security concerns that, we are strict about, and we just want to enforce it for a better consumer experience. So we want total cooperation from all fans who are coming for this.
Okay, I wanted to read out all your messages, but suddenly the 4G as well as the Wi-Fi has given up on me, and it's just going round and round in circles. So
Priya Fonseca says to say hi.
Priya Fonseca, hello, how you doing? Old radio head that you are. And there were some other wonderful messages, especially a gentleman who talked about leaving Mumbai. And hey, you can always come back and just revisit the blues. 10th and 11th tickets at Book My Show. I'm going to read out all your messages as soon as I can get my 4G or my Wi-Fi going. Thank you, gentlemen. Cheers.
Thank you.
And see you at the blues.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Spin Doctors, 2 Princes.